I want to address toxic motherhood in the Black community. But before I begin, let me preface this by saying, yes, I am aware that not only Black women are capable of being toxic parents. However, we are discussing Monique, who is a Black woman and mother. And so I am going to highlight my particular racial and gender cohort in this moment. Let's begin. Years ago, Monique played the character of Precious' mom in the movie Precious. And she won many beautiful Academy Awards for her performance. Since then, she has spent the better part of a decade spilling the same old dead stale tea about Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey, and how they allegedly blackballed her in Hollywood because she would not honor their request for her to promote the film outside of her contractual obligation. Now, I work as an energy healer and a priestess on behalf of all women, but Black women in particular. And one thing that is consistent in Black women who come to me for healing is the toxic Black mother highlighting her contractual obligations. And yes, I said contractual obligations within motherhood. Phrases such as, I'm only obligated to take care of you until you're 18 years old come to mind. So, in the vein of discussing toxic parents and parenthood, I saw this post on Facebook by a woman named Candace Benbow. Now, I love this writing. I really appreciate it, but I've had to crop her name out, so TikTok will let this video go through the algorithm. Candace Benbow says the following: Monique's son said something that toxic parents never seem to understand. To repair the relationship, the parent must be willing to do most of the heavy lifting. Ain't no meet me halfway or when you're ready, I'm here. When you haven't done enough work to build, not regain, trust and consistency. Now let me read that again. Ain't no meet me halfway or when you're ready, I'm here, when you haven't done enough work to build, not regain, trust and consistency. You are the parent. You messed it up. You got to do the work of showing me you want to fix it. After you've done that, I can either decide to now meet you halfway in our relationship or to say that it's too far gone for reconciliation. It's my choice. The sad part is most parents don't want to accept that. Don't get me wrong. There are many reasons why it's hard for them to accept it, but acceptance is key. I want to go back to this heavy lifting part because again, boomer age Black women in particular do not believe in accountability, and these weaknesses get passed down. They get passed down as it becomes normalized for elder Black women to be toxic, to be abrasive, to be abusive, to be neglectful, and then to show up, quote unquote, repentant by God and Jesus, and we supposed to forgive them too. Again, I've had countless clients, both men and women, primarily Black, but some from all over the world, who have come to me to heal wounded mother traumas and to reconcile the fact that they will never get an apology or any effort out of their mother to fix what she's done. Motherhood is so romanticized and revered that when we hold our mothers accountable for the harms that they have committed against us, it is we who gets attacked. And so now the same Monique who've been pouring the same old dead stale tea for over a decade has been held accountable by her son. And the same people who would say that Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey need to be held accountable for allegedly costing Monique tens of millions of dollars would turn around to that adult Black son of Monique and say, you're an adult, let it go, get over it. Now, I saw his video, and I'm going to tell you he was way more tactful than I would have been. He was far more gracious than I would have been. Of course, there is still pain there. Of course. Because when you have a mother like Monique, a broken, toxic, victim game playing mother who wants everybody to see her as poor her, but never hold her accountable for her role in what happens, You have no option but to move on in spite of. And while it doesn't make logical sense to match energy and be as miserable and broken as she is, and while it's true that you don't clean dirt with dirt, you do have a right to clean dirt off your name when someone who has abused you, neglected you, and sacrificed you gets up on the world stage on Club Shay Shay to the tune of, I think, 11 million people now, and puts lies and dirt on your name. You have every right to defend yourself. Self-defense is righteous. Monique has cried for the better part of a decade about Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey costing her tens of millions of dollars and fame opportunities. The same tens of millions of dollars and opportunities that she sacrificed her son to get access to. She cursed her son. Curse is a reversal of energy. Keep that in mind. A curse is nothing more than a reversal of energy. What was up has now come down. And so she cursed her son, sacrificing him and denying him his mother so that she could chase her fame and fortune. She sacrificed her firstborn for fame and fortune. And that same fame and fortune was taken from her. And we're playing victim here. She's playing victim. And we're feeding into the victim narrative. But I see this as righteous. You sacrificed your firstborn for the same fame and fortune that you were sacrificed out of. I don't have any sympathy for this woman or any woman like her. Let her be the poster child for the broken black woman to get her shit together. Because us in particular, we've got to be responsible and good stewards over our own wombs. Our race has its own unique struggles. We have ancestral traumas that we have inherited that have been passed down. And it's time for somebody to do the hard work of healing. Monique is still a broken little girl. A broken, bitter little girl who now got a piece of paper in her pocket, a piece of fame, and a husband, her daddy. But that's still a broken woman. She's not willing to do the work. She wants all the credit, but none of the work. And so to Monique and all black women like her, whether you be boomer age, Gen X, millennial, or Gen Z, you and you alone can change this. It's going to take one woman, one womb at a time, divesting from this toxic bullshit that we have decided to call black womanhood, and instead investing in her complete healing and restoration. And that healing is going to require you to introspect and be real with yourself about the hard things that you don't want to be honest about. Monique, you deserve that tens of millions of dollars lost. You sacrificed your son to get it. You were sacrificed to lose it. Tighten up.